Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Review. So the latest of films that we're currently getting to towards the end of the 2018 before the best films of the year. The latest of these is Mary Queen of Scots. This is directed by host Josie O'Rourke and written by Beau Willimon. This is apparently based off a biography. The author of the novel devised a fictional meeting between the two queens of the British Isles, and everyone sort of sniggered at him. So Mary, played by Saoirse Ronan, comes back after so many years of exile, or basically she was married to the French king and then subsequently died, and now she's coming back. Her half-brother is eager to see her. Of course, at the same time, he was regent of the kingdom, and he's probably like, dang it, I wish I had more power, or, hey look, glad to see you back. To advance her cause into being the heir to the throne of England. England has been made Protestant. She's Catholic. The men of Elizabeth's court against Margot Robbie plays Elizabeth I, and God bless Margot Robbie. She gives the game a try. But if you look at the history of people who have played Elizabeth I, Kate Blanchett, Helen Mirren, Glenda Jackson, the list goes on and on. Bette Davis. Granted, she goes all out with the scars, and I have no doubt she means well. Clearly Elizabeth was married to Mary Dudley, who everyone suspects, most filmmakers and most gossip ever since then have assumed to become lovers. Of course, Mary doesn't do that. She chooses Lord Darnley, who, this film never tells you this, but it was actually her cousin. And what's also true, and what this film does pretty well, is show him being an absolute drunk of everything. You almost imagine to yourself, oh yes, wouldn't history be wonderful if it was just the women talking and all the men were in the background, and these two could have just settled out themselves. Sadly, that didn't happen that way, and of course it's the men who devise and the undoing of Mary Queen of Scots. I think she tries to appease everyone, and then she ends up appeasing no one. I mean, she wants the Catholics and the Protestants to live in peace with one another, but of course that pisses off the conservative Catholics, and also it pisses off John Knox, played by David Tennant. And God bless Tennant, but he is basically having a long beard, and it looks like a guy having shaved, and it looks like a guy from Monty Python sketch. Thanks, folks. I'm a history major, and I just sat through this thing more or less thinking I've seen the events before, I know all these events beforehand. Mary is pro-gay rights. I just thinking to myself, okay, Rizzio is gay. That is okay. She's pro-oral sex. I don't know if the actual Rizzio was gay, but I did get a death that was actually pretty disgusting and pretty horrible and pretty awful. And I guess Mary was required to watch that. I doubt Darnley got the final blow in Rizzio, but it's two of those things, even the most progressive person in 16th century England or Scotland would not even touch that subject right then and there. Again, this is written by Beau Willimon, who made Very Good North. That was turned to Ides of March. He basically did the first couple of seasons of House of Cards. Whatever that served him well with House of Cards or the Ides of March is totally lost him here. As a history major, I'm a sucker for this period. Anyone who's a history major is a sucker for this period. So eventually Mary gets deposed because, quite frankly, she's a really bad ruler, makes bad decisions. I mean, the murder of Darnley, that's up to the men, but of course history has always concocted that she may have been aware of that, or she just wanted to get him divorced. And at least at one scene she's like, I don't want to become the female version of Henry VIII. And she marries Lord Bothwell, who's not as charming as he lets on to appear. And of course, as we all have it, John Knox is there for information campaign. And I mean, I have no doubt there's much more complicity to John Knox than what is into this film here. What I can say also is the fact that, remember the show Rain? Oh my god, that was a horrid show. And this movie, I feel like, is definitely an improvement over what we saw over those 4 years on the CW. But here's the thing. I guess we finally get the two meetings of Mary and Elizabeth I. And to say it's a letdown is basically an understatement. I just feel like saying, okay, here are the two most fascinating women in 16th century British Isles, or Scotland or England, however you want to put it. And really, it doesn't have too much. Also, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, how dare they diversify some of the actors because there's some black people in it. It's like, Really? You want to do that? I mean, I have no problem with that. One thing I can praise sort of on this film is that, oh yes, the lush cinematography, particularly the outside scenes, are really shot beautifully. And I guess the director here comes from a theater background. And that's sort of what I feel like this film is. It's basically a play that got opened up a bit. And also, if you care to know, like, I'm not the biggest Saoirse Ronan fan, but if you care to know, the actual Queen of Scots was actually 5'11". Now, also, this film doesn't go into anything of the fact that towards the end when they give the coda that, oh yeah, her grandson also loses his head over the fact that over parliamentary disputes and other various factors. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Mary Queen of Scots, I'm going to give this a Netflix rating because there are some moments where I think it is really good. But ultimately, I just found myself thinking, I'm a history major. I have seen this all before. I've read all about this before. So, folks, Mary Queen of Scots, have you seen this? What did you think? Please put everything in the comment box below. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Hooray, yes.